When I mention Landr, the first thing you're probably going to think of is online mastering, but you might not be aware of Landr Studio. It's kind of a one-stop shop for home studio producers. It offers a whole bunch of samples, plugins, courses, distribution, and a whole lot more. This video is my personal opinion about Landr Studio, which is, if you haven't got a lot of these bases covered, I think Landr Studio is a real bargain and well worth taking a look at. But I do also have a special offer for you guys, and that's a $50 off Landr Studio subscription. So if you're interested, if you want to check it out, make sure you use that $50 off before you pull the trigger. So let's go find out what Landr Studio is all about. Okay, so once you've signed into Landr Studio, this is what you're going to get presented with, and you've got 6 different sections. You've got mastering, distribution, samples, plugins, premium courses and sessions, all available to you. So there really is a lot of stuff to unpack. Now, I've already done a video fully covering their mastering, so I'm not going to dive into that today. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a card which will pop up in this video right now. But needless to say, Landr's reputation with mastering is pretty second to none. Their online mastering is great. It's a really fantastic resource, and then it's bundled all in with this. It's really cool. So you've got a full distribution section here. So just click on Start a Release, and much like if you're familiar with using a platform like DistroKid, it's got a very similar layout to it. Once you've uploaded all your details, which is pretty easy to do within Landr Studio, then it's going to distribute it to all the big players. So once again, a really good thing to have built into your bundle. You've got access to over 2 million curated samples. Now, the really cool thing about these samples as well is that they're all guaranteed royalty free, so you don't have to worry if you're using a sample which you've taken from a site on where you stand with regards to royalties and the license itself. So everything is cleared already for you, and that's a really big bonus when it comes to using samples. You've got that peace of mind that you know that's cleared. Really super easy to use. You've got a whole bunch of different packs and things which you can just easily access just by choosing on quick picks here, or you can go to the creator if there's a particular creator you like, or you can just do a quick search for, say, for example, that I want a clarinet. Let's just enter in clarinet, let it perform its search, and then we've got a whole bunch of clarinet samples for us to work through, and it's a case of simply downloading the one we want, drop it into the DAW. Next up, we've got the plugin section, and the plugin section's really, really impressive. Let's kick things off with the instruments, and I want to show you some of the highlights. I've also done a video on Landr guitar. I'll leave a card just above so you can click on that too. Very impressive. Landr guitars, very powerful, it sounds great, and it really gets your creative juices going. Other highlights include from Spitfire Audio, their Originals Intimate Grand Piano, which sounds absolutely beautiful. So if you're looking for a really intimate, realistic piano sound, this is absolutely knockout. You've got Synth Master Player 2, which I've also reviewed too, which is a great synth. I mean, a whole bunch of really cool stuff here. On top of that, you've also got a whole bunch of really cool effects as well. You've got the full Landr effects suite, a whole bunch of one knob plugins. I think of them like track polishers. I've featured them a few times as well on Real Home Studio. Really cool plugins. S-Quick Strip, which is great. It's a little channel strip, which is well worth grabbing. Valve sounds great too. So a whole bunch of extra plugins here for you to throw into your DAW. And at the end here, we've also got a few DAW essential tools. You've got access to Ableton, Live 11 Lite, Vocal Align Project, which is really cool, which is like one stop getting all your vocals aligned together. It's very cool. You've got Tune Pitch with Repitch, a whole bunch of stuff that you can get going that's going to be really, really handy within the plugins section. You also have access to a whole bunch of courses too. Now, I can't guarantee, of course, they're going to be anywhere near as good as Real Home Studio courses. Of course, if you want to check them out, click on the link below. Don't forget there's a 20% discount off those courses for you with the coupon code YouTube20. But how brilliant to have access to all these courses, and for specific needs too. So if you want to get started with a specific DAW, if you're all about Logic Pro, if you're all about Fruity Loops, if you're all about Ableton, then you know this could be really, really super handy for you. And if you're looking to stream high quality audio straight from your DAW, then Sessions will be really handy for you too. So if all of that sounds really good to you, then it's available on a yearly subscription at $11.99, which works out at just under $150 a year. But with your exclusive Real Home Studio discount, you can get all of that down to $99 a year, which I think is a really cool deal. So that's my thoughts on Landr Studio. This wasn't a sponsored video. I do think Landr Studio is really cool, particularly if you haven't got a lot of those bases covered, if you're starting out, or you've been working in a home studio for a few months or even a few years and you just want to build up your plugin catalog, you want to learn a little bit more, you want to distribute maybe your first song or album, Landr Studio is well worth a look at. And with that $50 discount, getting it down to under $100 a year, I think it's quite the steal. Real Home Studio gets a little kickback from Landr too every time you use one of those $50 off coupons, so you'll be helping me out too and helping me bring more videos to you here on YouTube. So that's a quick overview of what Landr Studio is all about. Go have yourself a great day.